I think I know where Tony's from just by the way he asked the question. What would be your training recommendations for police constables using kettlebell-based programming? Well, my suggestions would be to first break it up into what's needed. I'm a big fan of the basic three movements: the kettlebell swing, if taught appropriately and done well, the goblet squat, and the basic Turkish get-up with reasonable load. Those three exercises by themselves can do some nice things. The ballistic hinge movement, which can be done through with the Olympic lifting bar and the snatch and the clean and jerk. I was told years ago you never want to get into a fight with a shot putter or an Olympic lifter, because if they do decide to snap, you're going to stay snapped. So the swing would have great value for punching and kicking. The goblet squat for mobility, and that's a huge issue, especially for police officers who spend all day in the car. And the Turkish get-up would be good for all body mobility and probably flexibility too. So I would say get those basic three in there. They would make a good complement with basic exercises. I would probably recommend with police officers being able to do a lot of, let's go through the whole list. So in the push family, I'm sure when you guys train, you do a lot of push-ups, I think press-ups where you're from, which would make me want you to do more overhead work. The pull-up is a good thing for your job, get you over a fence. I have a cousin who's a famous American SWAT team guy, and many of his stories involve him sprinting and pulling himself over a fence in all of his gear and a really, really long rifle. There's great value in the pull-up. The mobility work of the goblet squat would be probably good for you. The explosive dynamic hinge would be good for you. Swing family. And of course a Turkish get-up, practicing getting up and down off the ground. And I would also include rucking like a military application there. Where you can go from there, of course, is get stronger and stronger and stronger, but I would be very reasonable about what your standards were. If you have a standard for a police officer, say it's 15 pull-ups, if you start putting on so much mass you can't do 15 pull-ups anymore, I think that might be a bad decision, because if you have to get over a wall or a fence for your safety, it's much better to be able to scramble up that fence or wall than to look real good in front of it. I hope that helped, Janie. That's a very good question.